Hey guys, this is Jay here. Just giving you an update on where I'm at right now. I'm pretty much got every bit of the refractory brick that I made poured on here. I'm showing you. See, now whenever this was soft, I made an imprint with this grate. Now this grate is just a piece that I cut off from the old grill that I used for a kiln. Now the kiln project I gotta put off for a little while. We had a freeze come through a couple weeks ago, and the lid was still wet, and when you mix cold weather and water, you don't get very good results. So what ended up happening is the moisture in it froze and it caused the top to crack on there, so I'm gonna have to do a repair on the lid before I can do anything with the kiln project. But there, that upper grate I cut into a couple pieces here, and I made one piece for the top on here to fit, so I can set whatever I want on top of this, whether it be a pot or anything. And the nice thing is I can use it whenever we have bonfires out here. We can, if we have like one apple cider or anything like that, we can set a pot with apple cider in there and keep it nice and warm or hot or anything. Or even if I wanted to make sodium silicate on there, I could probably cook it on top of there. But it worked out pretty nice. It was soft, so I kind of made the indentions with this while it was still soft, so I can flip it in there and I can rotate it either way and it fits. Made the indentation for this little piece on this side and on this side, so I can flip it either direction I want on there. But it works out nicely. And then down on the bottom, I cut a piece that was a little wider than the hole all the way back. And what I did was I took my level, set it against the side here, ran it all the way back, and then I used, I don't know where I set the chisel at, but I used just a small Irwin chisel and worked my way across the edge all the way back and made sure I kept it above the level. And then I cut this piece where it was just a little bit wider than the hole most of the way. See, I narrowed this down as it went back some, so I'd be able to fit this in here. So now I can take this and slide it all the way in. See, now this is where the air will come in, and I'll set the logs on top of here. So I got a nice little grate set up. I got plenty of room for the air to come in to fuel the flames. And then I can have something that'll keep the logs from falling down. And then whenever I get ash in here, I can still slide this out and clean out all the ash. It'll work nice because I also can put charcoal in here if I wanted to. So, yeah, it worked out pretty nicely. Just using this level just to give me enough height, and then working across that with the chisel both ways. Start this way and flip it over. And that way I worked myself a nice little groove in there, and then cleaned out the debris from the brick that was in there and made a nice little groove. So I got a nice little grate piece in here. Now I set this up to be as wide as the mouth is. So I cut this out to be 6 inches wide and about 5.5 inches high. And then I made sure, now this thing is about 2.5 inches, so that leaves me with 3 inches on top, and about, with this being there, just about about 2.5 inches, so it kind of balances it out. So I have plenty of room for my wood and plenty of room for the air to come in to keep the fire burning real well. And I did belly this a little bit, so it's a little bit deeper in the middle, so I have a place to collect ash. So it looks like it'll work out quite nicely. And that, just having that extra piece of grating from that grill make it work out quite nice. And so I got about a week. I might wait 2 weeks before I fire this up just to make sure everything is dried. I'm gonna keep this inside because I do have a dehumidifier in here to help this dry out. So I figure in about a week or so I'm gonna fire this up, test her out. I'll make sure I'll video it when I do fire this thing up, and it should work out quite nicely. So this is Jay signing off. Later.